Hi guys, my name is Anthony and I hope that you're fine. I hope that you're doing well despite whatever challenges that you're facing. I hope that the week has been fair to you or the week is being fair to you. And I do hope that you have strength to push on. So this is my YouTube channel, The Kenya That We Want. And today I'd like us to speak about a topic that I think is very, very important to us as a nation. And the reason why I think this topic is important for us or to us as a nation is because one of the primary reasons why we are in this predicament that we are in as a nation is because the leaders that we donated our power to have donated their brains to the executive. So we have people that we send to the legislature to legislate policies that will better our lives, but they have donated their brains, okay, so that their stomachs can benefit. So we have this culture which is called the people pleasing culture, or some would call it people pleasing syndrome. So today I'd just like us to kind of understand what this thing is and how are we able to deal with it, because if we don't find a way to deal with this thing, then it's going to bite us again, even if we remove this crop of leaders that we have. So join me as we delve deeper into this thing and see what we'll uncover. So when I was thinking about this topic, people pleasing, so people pleasing basically means that a person is worshipping. It's like you're worshipping other people. It's like you are foregoing what is important to you so that you can please another person. And in a simple analogy, this is a person who was ceased using the functionality of their brain to make decisions, because our primary purpose, or the primary purpose of a leader, is to think and legislate and govern according to the laws. So if a leader has no ability to think, then that leader is rendered useless to the citizenry that elected them. So a person who is a people pleaser does not think, does not have the capacity to think. They have donated their brain. And why do our leaders, or why do we keep on electing people who are people pleasers? Why do we keep on electing people who do not have the ability to think independently? So these are questions that I think we should need to interrogate ourselves and ask ourselves, why do we do the things that we do? Because if we don't understand the root cause of our problem, then we're never going to have a solution that is permanent to this perennial crisis of very low quality leaders. So why do our leaders like people pleasing? Why have they donated their brains to the executive? So I go back to the people who elected these leaders. The people. Then what criteria did they use to elect these leaders? Okay. If I start this topic, I think I won't finish it, because Kenyans really, or let's say our parents probably, and the older generations really make decisions in a very funny way. So in Kenya, people choose leaders who are the most corrupt, who are the most controversial. They choose leaders out of sympathy because they're orphans. They choose a leader because they're angry with this leader, so they do not vet. It's a reactionary thing. So we have a problem in this country that people are willing to sacrifice 5 years of their lives, 5 years of their economic capacity, 5 years of their effort on a whimsical decision making impulse. People do not take choosing of leaders with the seriousness that it deserves. People make such a consequential decision within 2 seconds, something that will cost you your life. And that's why we end up with a breed of leaders that is very wanting. Someone is accused of murder, they have a pending case, that is the person you want. So as much as we're blaming the leaders, you see, when the Bible calls these people fools, when you're given between a wise person and a fool and you elect the fool, it means the person electing is resonating with the fool. So why are we foolish? Why is the citizenry of Kenya foolish? Why are we not able to look for integrity? Why are we not able to stand on principles? It means that most of us are not guided by principles. Most of us are not adherent to principles. Most of us are the exact replica of those leaders. We just have not gotten an opportunity to steal. If you're being plain honest or being plainly truthful, most of us are equally as corrupt as those leaders, just that we have not gotten a platform that will magnify or will give us the ability to be that corrupt. So it boils down to your core values. Who are you as a person? What's your identity? What drives your life? When you wake up each morning, what motivates you to go out and fend for your family? What guides you morally as a person? Do you have boundaries, or you can do anything to get money? Because the leaders are the reflection of the society. So if we have visionless leaders, it means we have a visionless society. Because before you wake up and you want to go choose a leader, have you just sat down and thought, what exactly do I want in a leader? When I'm choosing this person, what do I want this person to do for me? And therefore, if you ask yourself these questions, you're going to find the description of the leader that you're looking for before you even find the exact person or candidate. So you need to create the structure of the person that you're looking for before you even see the candidates. So that when you are looking at the candidates, you are matching the candidate that has presented themselves with the ideals that you have set for the person that you're looking for. It's like when you're going to look for a wife to marry, marriage is for purpose. So you're looking for a wife who's coming to help you to build your dream or the dream that you guys will have. So you already have qualities that you're looking for. So what you're marking against is a person who has qualities that fit the description of what you're looking for. So most of us do not take time to actually map out the qualities that we're looking for in a leader, so that when you go out to look for a leader, you find qualities that match with what you're looking for. And that is why we choose every Tom, Dick and Harry that presents himself, because we do not have a vision of what we want. So when you have two options, a leader with a vision and you have a clown, and you choose the clown, it means the clown that has been chosen by another clown. So you can only resonate with someone if they share your values. And it it is not enough for us to just hear what people are saying. We have to interrogate the past of someone. And I know people change. Yes, people do change. Because I'm a Christian, I believe that people change. But we have to look at the track record of someone. What has he done? What has she done? Okay? Someone cannot be stealing last week and then they are coming for your votes this week and they are acting all innocently. We know that you have stolen this amount of money, you have built this empire, we know that it's from theft. Then you tell us you started by selling chicken or charcoal, or you started by selling fruits. We have to be very aware of what we want, because a visionless citizenry leads to a visionless leadership. And that is why you choose people with no vision. When they go to the House of Legislation, because they don't have a mind that can think, they are bought off like chicken. So you find yourself being in a position that you're helpless. You don't have people who can represent you because you elected foolish people into power. And so this problem of people pleasing is because the person who you elected does not even see value in themselves. That is why they submit their will to another person, because they don't even understand who they are. They have an identity crisis problem. So when you are vetting for a leader, look for a leader who understands themselves, a leader who has their identity in check. Don't just be choosing every Tom, Dick and Harry because you're sympathetic to them, because they have gimmicks, because you like to be entertained. No, that is not how we choose leaders. You sit down as a person, you analyze your life, you ask yourself, what do I want? Okay? What do I want the government to do for me? What do I want my member of parliament, my MCA, my governor? So you already know what you want. So when you're going out to look for potential candidates, you're just matching what is in your list with what this person is offering, and you are also going to do due diligence on these people so that you check their track records. So we don't compromise on the quality of leadership that we elect, because that's the problem. When we elect fools, we're going to get foolish people and foolish decisions. So this thing of people pleasing, it boils down to poor quality of leaders. And if we are to change that, then we need to change how we elect leaders. And you do not need to choose people because they are from a popular political party. Most great people that you will find use very unknown parties. They might even run on an independent ticket. But when you look at the track record of these people, they have led a straight life. They don't have controversies. They don't have scandals. But there's this obsession with Kenya about sensationalism. We like entertainment and we like being entertained, but we do not know how to interrogate serious decisions. And it is something that we need to change in our culture. This too much of entertainment will cost us. That's why we become foolish. We like to watch a lot of things that make us laugh. But when it comes to things that educate us, we don't want. So you want someone to be reading the hard stuff for you and making the hard decisions for you. And then when you elect the wrong people, you come out and cry that these people are not listening to us. But it is you who did not take your time. How do you not know the basic things of the economy, even if you did not study it. You just take a few minutes off, see what is happening, educate yourself on what is happening in the business landscape. You're a businesswoman, you don't know the rate of the dollar, you don't know what's happening in the international market, you do not know that Kenya's foreign policy is going to affect a lot of things. So we have to shift. We have to shift from being people who like entertainment to people who actually invest in things that will benefit our lives. So this is a call to each and every person. Do your due diligence on the people you're going to elect. Don't just go to the ballot box on the day of voting and then you just randomly check the boxes without even knowing who you're choosing. That is how you spoil your votes. That is how you put crooks in power. That is how you elevate foolish people and then they make foolish decisions on your behalf. And then you come out crying that you will. So I believe we have to change as a country. We cannot be electing people pleasers time and time again. We need to elect people of strong mind, people who have character that is admirable, people who have a record of standing for something, people who have shown that they are resilient. We need to look at character, look at the track record, look at the history of a person. We can't just be electing everyone, man. This is what is costing us all this problem, because we elected a bunch of, I don't even know the word to use. And now their work is just to run in parliament and shout like clowns. And this is what is irritating. The important bills, the things that really affect the life of the common person, they are not even there. But when it comes time to pass foolish bills, that's when the quorum is reached and even surpassed. So we just need to do better. We need to be intentional. When it comes to choosing your leaders, take even a day off and just do research on the people that you will elect into office. Starting from the top position to the bottom, just do your own due diligence, even if it would take a day. One day out of your time schedule is very important for the next 5 years of your life. It's incomparable. If you put the wrong person in there, you're going to suffer for the next 5 years. So you'd rather just sacrifice some time and choose the right people. So, first of all, you need to have a vision as a person. We as the citizens need to start having a vision of our life. We cannot just be living every day guessing. No, we need to have a vision of where we want our life to be, because when you yourself have a vision, you're going to have a vision for the leader that you want. If you don't have a vision, then you're going to take anything that comes. So you need to have a vision, and your vision will direct you to the visionary leader that you need. And if we have visionary leaders, then when we elect them to power, they're going to do what they're meant to do. So we need to do better. We need to do better. Let's at least do something different, that we're going to elect leaders after we have done our due diligence. Let's for once choose leaders that we have vetted, not just people who come and present themselves to us and give us speeches and throw away and make us laugh and throw away money at our faces. No. We are tired of clowns. Stop electing clowns. So that's where I will stop it for today. I just wanted to highlight that the poor leadership that we are seeing in this country is the consequence of the poor choices that we have been making as a citizenry. And it is time that we intentionally change the patterns of our decision making when it comes to leaders. If we don't change, then we don't have anyone to blame when all things go haywire. So That's my parting shot. That's where I will put a stop to my video today. I hope that this comes as a wake-up call to someone out there. Do better, make better decisions, do due diligence, and you just play your part. Play your part fully. If all of us can play our part or our parts, then we're going to put the right people into power. And we should support every upcoming leader who does not have finances, because genuine leaders, most likely you're going to find that they will struggle even to have platforms. So when you see young people, when you see leaders of value rising, support them in any way you can. Support them in kind. If you have a vehicle, if you have a speaker, if you have anything that you can contribute to them, contribute it. That's how you're going to help leaders of value and integrity rise to power and remove every clown that we have elected into office. So I thank you for taking your time. I've enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe this channel to anyone who you think will benefit. And I will see you for the next episode. Cheers. God bless you and God bless Kenya.